行くわよ。
何でも分かったつもりか。
Operators cannot be too rigid. A good operator knows that you must be able to adapt, adjust, and overcome. Soldiers who can't adjust to any situation will likely die, and for this reason, good soldiers are encouraged to learn, grow, and practice adaptivity, and the operator to help foster these skills is more than likely Yumiko Imagawa, Rainbow's Japanese attacking operator. Yumiko Imagawa was born and raised in Nagoya, Japan, where her father worked as a butcher. Her childhood was a happy one, filled with fond memories of a loving family and a playful father. Despite this, her parents encouraged her to begin learning Kyudo at an early age. The ancient art of Japanese archery was meant to teach discipline, focus, and grounding. Yumiko took to the art quickly and became competitive in the art form. However, when she became old enough, she enlisted in the National Police Academy. While there, she managed to develop and deploy her own homemade form of explosive breaching tool that earned her the nickname Hibana, which means spark in Japanese. Hibana's improvised gadget was a testament to the kind of woman that she was. Hibana was naturally adaptive and quick to learn new skills and techniques to adjust to her challenges. She traveled around the world and studied, becoming fluent in 7 different languages, and increased her tactical understanding of different situations. She was eventually recruited into the Aichi Special Assault Team, a police unit that valued her adept and unique skill set. It was in this unit that she built and made a friendship with Kana Azami Fujiwara. Over time, her training expanded and pushed her to new heights that garnered her the attention of Rainbow. In 2016, Hibana, along with fellow SAT operator Echo, were recruited into Rainbow. Sometime along the way, Hibana began a secret romantic relationship with Jack Pulse Estrada. However, the relationship would become strained after the 2020 Rainbow Invitational, where she landed a shot on Pulse that won her team the victory and sealed Pulse's loss.
Sorry, baby.
Attackers win!
Though Pulse knew that it wasn't anything personal and was all part of the tournament, Pulse couldn't shake this quiet frustration. Hibana also formed a close friendship with Jordan Thermite Trace, who she confided in when she felt Pulse slipping. With the conclusion of the 2022 Rainbow Invitational, Nighthaven officially broke their ties with Rainbow, and Pulse officially broke up with Hibana before revealing his plan to defect and leave with Nighthaven. Hibana was crushed, feeling somehow that she could be held responsible. Harry, who was concerned about what Nighthaven could be up to, quickly took action to try and counter their movements. He started by breaking up Rainbow into individual specialized squads and made Hibana the leader of Viper Strike, a unit that was highly adaptive and capable of adjusting to any situation. Hibana was a natural fit for the squad leader, and she dove into the work with a will. A few months after this, Hibana approached Harry with the suggestion that Rainbow reach out to Yahata Data Security, hoping the powerful security company would give them an edge over Nighthaven, who already had inside information on Rainbow. However, no sooner had Harry started to reach out that news reached them that the CEO and owner of Yahata Data Security, Masayuki Yahata, had been assassinated by street punks using Nighthaven weaponry. Hibana's old friend Azami, who had been working as Yahata's bodyguard at the time, came to Hibana and demanded that she and Rainbow help her get to the bottom of who was behind Yahata's death and help her punish them.
私の家に忍び込むなんて自殺願望でもあるの？久しぶり、ユミコ。八幡さんが。ええ。話は聞いたわ。見覚えは？手伝ってもらう。敵は必ず撃つ。
After some sleuthing, Rainbow discovered Nighthaven had been set up by a mysterious man named Deimos, but they were too late to stop Deimos from assassinating Director Harry. Outraged and reeling from the loss, Viper Strike launched an attempt to capture or kill Deimos, headed by Brava and supported by Hibana. They were unsuccessful in their attempt, but Hibana stood by her team and their direction, despite Thermite's displeasure with the situation. Hibana has suffered a fair degree of loss and uncertainty lately in her career with Rainbow, but she is not one to become stagnant and dejected for long. Always growing and adapting to every circumstance and danger, Hibana is one of the most valuable members of Rainbow and continues to prove it constantly, with that famous spark of inspiration that only she can provide. Hibana's gadget is the X-Kairos launcher. This is a portable launcher that Hibana carries which fires small projectiles that will stick to any flat surface they land on. Then, when remotely activated, will explode, making a small breach in any wall, including reinforced walls. The launcher has a total of 18 pellets housed within and fires the pellets in clusters of 6, 4, or 2. The clusters take the form of rectangular shapes, either a 3x2 shape, a 2x2 shape, or a 2x1 shape. Hibana can alternate between the cluster numbers at will. Hibana can fire as many of these clusters as she likes, but all will detonate simultaneously when activated. The explosive caused by the detonation are small and only do 4 damage per pellet. They cannot be intercepted by Wamai or Jaeger's gadgets and can only be hindered by mute devices or electricity. These gadgets are exceptional at opening small see-through holes to fire in on unsuspecting adversaries, but be warned that the charges take 5 seconds to breach after activation. Thus the enemy will be aware of your pellet's activation, so it's a good idea to be ready for this.
Finding a nest. Sweeping for electronics.
All set to blow it. Knock, knock.
Secure the biohazard container. You have found the biohazard container. Its location. Hostile activity. Resume securing the container.
In terms of her loadout, Hibana comes with 2 primary weapons and 2 secondary weapons. Her Type 89 assault rifle is probably one of the best assault rifles in the game as far as I'm concerned. Though it has a low magazine size, it compensates with having a high rate of fire and powerful damage output. It has a marginal damage drop-off and very controllable recoil with a wide array of attachments to make it versatile to the player's needs. If you're playing Hibana, you've probably favored this gun because I know I have.
Time to ring some ears.
Next is her Supernova shotgun, or perhaps you could call it ironic since that's a Korean song, and you know what, never mind. This 12-gauge pump shotgun is unique in that it has high damage output and even comes with a suppressor attachment, but it does have the drawback of a very slow pump cycle. In fact, it might be the slowest pump action cycle in the game, meaning it's not as easy to dump out rounds as fast as you may like. I find it's more useful on defense than offense, so run it with Echo. Maybe keep using the assault rifle for Hibana.
Op 4, last operator standing.
For her secondary, she has the Bearing 9 machine pistol. Once upon a time, this gun was without equal and was one of the best secondaries in the game. However, it's been nerfed considerably. For a machine pistol, it has a massive rate of fire and a very high magazine capacity with decent damage per shot, but it has considerable vertical recoil, and without any handling attachments, it can make it a booger to control. However, if you can maintain the control and burst of this weapon, it can be a real widowmaker in the right hands.
Keep at it.
Now let's see here.
Changing mags.
Op 4, last operator standing.
And then she has the P229 handgun. We talked about this gun already in the Goyo video, but it bears mentioning that this is a pretty solid option as well. It has a good damage output, however it has a low magazine capacity in comparison. It's an excellent choice, but only when used sparingly.
One Op 4 remaining.
Hibana is a strong operator, whether running or on your own or with a group. It's good to team her up with Thatcher, who can remove the usual hindrances to her gadgets, but I'd also run her along sharpshooters like Dokkaebi or Kali, because once you open up small enough holes in their reinforced walls, sharpshooters are going to be very useful to fire through openings. But again, if I'm being honest, Hibana has really great guns to her name, a really awesome gadget. Usually you can solo it and do a pretty good job. In conclusion, Hibana is awesome, plain and simple. Her loadout is solid and her gadget is very versatile. To be honest, I actually prefer her gadget over Thermite. By firing the pellets in a certain way, you can still create holes to enter a wall like Thermite does, but you don't even have to. You can make small holes to view and fire on enemies hiding inside with your vastly superior weaponry. I think her only real weakness is in her lore. It's not that her lore is bad by any means, but it's slightly too dependent on other characters to springboard off of her for fame. For example, Pulse was made more interesting by breaking up with her. Azami joined through her connection to her. Brava was introduced through an op that she ran, and on down the list. Again, this isn't bad by any means, but it does become noticeable. But other than that, Hibana is actually one of my favorite operators to play. She's very enjoyable, and it helps that she's from Japan, which is a country that I'm probably going to be living in within the next year or two. So it's kind of nice to see a connection there. I really enjoy this operator. I enjoy playing her. She's one of the reasons I still play Rainbow. I actually go to her a lot when I need a good attacking operator. Just a solid choice. I hope you guys enjoyed this. That's all I got for today, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.